All right, and welcome to episode 38 of the Ricky Henderson podcast, the greatest of all podcasts, the G.O.A.P. We finally got a drummer on the another drummer on the podcast. We've had Anson and Jorge on here enough, so we got Bryanne Aler-Ningas. Bryanne, how you doing, man? You good?
Oh yeah, man, just living the dream, man. It's I don't know, 2 out of 3. Cleveland took out of it. It took from the A's just now, but you know what? I think we'll be okay. But I'm enjoying it, having a good time. Happy to be back after not being there for almost a year and change, and just enjoying every minute of it.
Yeah, hell yeah! And you're broadcasting live from Porky's Pizza Palace in San Leandro, the
San Leandro, California. Yeah, we've been coming here for years and years, man. It's our spot. And Manor Bowl's gone, but we still got the Pizza Palace, and so every so often we come out here still and have a couple of drinks and have some good
little post game dinner, like after a day game, a little post. Yeah.
Day game sitting out there in the bleachers and not hot sun, man. It takes a lot out of you.
I know. I had to take a nap when I went to today's game. I had to take a nap before this podcast. That's why I scheduled it for 8. I was like, oh, this will give me time to sneak a little power nap in there,
This is fueled by a lot of good food in there. So
in Coors Light and Bud Light, right? Or what?
A little stronger than that, but yeah, sure.
Are you a day game guy or a night game guy?
Of my night games, I am a night game guy because you know what? Like the one thing I miss about the A's as far as the schedule is the night game, Saturday night games. It's right after the game. It's like 9:30, 10 o'clock. You can go out. Like the town is alive. Bars are like hopping. There's hell of people having. A good time.
I'm starting to work at a bar downtown Oakland. I saw Bryanne and the whole crew came through after a watch party game. That was hella fun, dude. Yeah, that was
cool. That's perfect right there. After the game's over, you can kind of cruise around town. Because after a day game, it's like, 5 o'clock. It's like, everybody's still kind of not out and about. Whatever. So it's like, I don't know. For me, it's more fun to have a night game. I just, it's like no pressure getting to the game kind of thing. Whereas 1 o'clock, it's like, you gotta wake up at a certain time, get to the game at a certain time.
Yeah.
1 o'clock, 7 o'clock games, I love those. So I'm a night game.
Well, can you imagine if the Howard Terminal thing goes through and like coming back, like just walking to downtown Oakland after a game or something like that? Like how much fun that would be, dude. I think it would be crazy.
If they make that happen, man, I'm gonna have brunch downtown somewhere for 7 o'clock game. I'm kidding you. I'm gonna have brunch at 11 o'clock in the morning somewhere with these guys, and then I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a couple of drinks before that. I'm gonna get hungry midpoint. Late lunch. Go ahead and have another drink somewhere, and an early dinner.
Yeah.
And then the ball game. So imagine.
And then a nightcap. And then like if there's a win, you guys are in a great mood. Everybody wants to have another beer. Like, that's like 4 different times you're hitting up a store. Yeah.
That's what I think about it. That's like, hey, imagine having me and about 34,000 of my friends doing the exact same thing I'm doing, man. It's gonna revitalize Oakland like you've never. I just came from Colorado, the All-Star game. Lodo, that part of town. Nobody wanted to be there. It's a ran down part of town, and look what it did to like that neighborhood around Coors Field. It's like it's changed it forever,
dude. Yeah, I was just gonna ask. I definitely wanted to ask. I saw your awesome photos from Colorado. It looked like you had a great time, dude. But yeah, what is like what is the vibe like? Because people have talked about how that revitalized. Yeah, what does Lodo stand for? Like lower downtown.
Lower downtown, and like I'm kind of looking around. I've been to about. Not to toot my own horn, but I've been to about 23 parks.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's great. Yeah,
every neighborhood has its own story, but the one in like San Diego and the one in Colorado in particular, those are parts of town. Those are parts of their town that you did not want to be in. And Lodo, was that kind of like broken down, old ran down warehouses and whatnot. And like now it's like you come out of that Union Station, it's like, oh my God, this is like. Wow, I can see what a ballpark can do in a pretty ran down part of town over time. It took, 1995, it took a long time, but once they got there, man, it is amazing. And I mean, we were just like, the minute we got out of Union Square, there's blocks upon blocks upon blocks of bars, restaurants, something to do, And I can see that happening here. And, I've been to Colorado. This is now my 4th trip to Colorado.
Yeah. Everybody says that park is awesome too. Like the park itself is sick, right? Like the Coors Field itself is really cool.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like, you'll never it's like Baltimore, it's like, it's been around for 20 years, but it doesn't feel like it. It's just, it's nice inside. They did a great job in the third deck. I've been to Coors Field before the rooftop they did out in right field there.
Uh-huh.
Even before that, it was nice. And now they did that bar area up there, and everybody.
It looks crazy. Yeah, it looks like you're hella high up there, dude. Like I don't know, it looks crazy. Yeah.
Got to catch your oxygen a little up there. It's about 5,280 feet up there.
But the views must be sick, right? Like it must be beautiful.
View is nice. Yeah, the views are nice. They actually used to have this special there, where you go up to the rooftop, half off Jack and Cokes before first pitch.
Oh God! So you were just sneaking. Oh
no! Tasting it, I'm like, there's a lot more Coke and a lot less Jack, but you know what? For $6, I'll take it.
Yeah, that's hella funny, man. So, what did you prefer? What was better, like the game or the home run? Did you go to the home run derby and the game, or what did you have tickets for?
I have the strip. I mean, thanks to my friend Katie, we wound up going to all 3 days events, and I don't know. To me personally, the game itself is my favorite because of all the nostalgia. The uniforms this year are like,
they messed that up, dude. They should have. I love it when it's all home whites, but then like a red, like a Yankees guy that's next to the A. Like I love all that. I love when it's like all the home whites and the road grays, but then it's the different colors of the teams. That's how it should be. That's
so Monday was supposed to be the day they should have worn those because it's workout day and then the derby. But no, it was so random that they did all home whites Monday, and then they go with those hideous looking uniforms on Tuesday. And I'm like, wait a minute, whose idea was this? There wasn't a whole lot of creativity there. It looked like it was something they could have worn in Atlanta. It was red, white, and blue. And I'm like, this is bizarre. Red, white, and blue. There's no color scheme like the Rock. They only had the Rockies patch on the side.
It's like they just had the star. They had like that purple star, and it looks like they just kind of. I know they changed locations at the last minute, but I feel like the designer just mailed it in on this one.
That's what I'm like. I don't know, man. Nike doing the jerseys this year, and then the next couple of years. I'm like, oh man, between the City Connect jerseys and those, and I'm like,
like the Giants jerseys. Like I don't like the monotone. I like I don't know. It's too clean. I don't know. It's too clean for me. Like it doesn't seem like a baseball uniform. It seems like
Boston. I get it. They're tribute to the Boston Marathon and all that, but I'm like, there's really no yellow in like the Red Sox color scheme. So it's like, what is this? I was like, this is different. It's like they don't even have yellow on the Celtics or the Patriots, and I'm like, this is weird. So, but hey, I gotta add this on real quick, man. For a city like Denver, Colorado, that they got 2.5 months notice as far as the All-Star game, they did a great job. They did a great organized. They had that little threat with some guy bringing 1,000 rounds of ammo in a hotel room, probably 2 blocks out. But they got that taken care of on Friday. But no, as far as security, as far as everything, they were pretty organized, and they did a hell of a job. I'm like kudos to Denver, man. They did great. The amount of time.
Yeah. I mean, what's it like? How much fun was it? Because that event brings people from all over the baseball fans from all over the country. Is it like just a fun celebratory? Everybody's just there to have a good time, kind of thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, everybody hates the Astros, so if you see
that's like everybody's united on that. Yeah.
Orbit got booed so hard on Monday, the home run derby. They yanked him out of Tuesday's festivities. I don't think I saw Orbit for the rest of the trip. It was cracking me up.
That's hella funny.
Hey, but you know what? No Astros representatives, so they had to boo somebody. Sorry for the mascot, but that had to be the mascot. So
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, they all pulled out.
No, I liked it, man. It's like it's a good convention to have of like fans all over the country. You can talk about teams and your history and how everybody's doing, kind of a thing. And it's a great culminate. It's a great event, and I highly, highly recommend it to any fan, anybody that can do it or want to do it. Do it. Next year, it's in Los Angeles with the Dodgers. Logistics might be a little funny as far as getting to the convention center versus getting to the ballpark, but hey, it's the All-Star game. It only happens once a year. All the stars are there. It's a great event. I highly recommend it.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, because it just seems like I would just assume everybody's so happy to be there, and it's not like a competitive thing. It's kind of like, hey, we're all just kind of hanging out, and we all love baseball. It's like have fun, you know.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is. Like, hey man, I got to meet Vladimir Guerrero, and as a
Oh,
kid,
you
man,
did? You got to meet Vlad. I was gonna ask. I saw your picture with Yonder. That was sick. I saw your picture with Yonder. Yeah.
I looked Vladdy in the eye, and I told him, man, you know how many times you broke my heart when I was a kid.
You tell him that? Yeah.
I told him that, and he's like, hey man, how to do it? And I'm like, yeah, I know. But hey, you know what? I told him, your kid's great. I wish him all the best in the world, and he really appreciated that. And you don't get that kind of access to players like and stuff until you go to like the All-Star game. Like, you know, they have this big ball out in the, you know, where you walk in, and random people would show up. I actually got 2 pictures that day. I got one with 4-time or 3-time gold medalist Lisa Fernandez, who was a
softball pitcher, right? Yeah.
Greatest before Jenny Finch ever came in. And she's like, she's great. And I got to talk to her for a little bit. And, you know, she was disappointed about letting Mike Gallego go because he wound up going to the Angels. And she's also friends with Chris Davis, and she was ticked off about.
Is she an A's fan? Is Lisa Fernandez an A's?
Not necessarily, but she really.
But she just tapped in. Yeah, like she just knows.
Yeah. And she's like disappointed that we let Chris Davis go, and I'm like, well, we traded him. The Rangers released him, so there's a big difference there.
Yeah.
But you'll never get those access anywhere as far as like, you know, those guys, players and all that. They have autograph sessions all day long. They have, you know, like one of Katie, who's my friend that lives in Denver, her daughter was doing some sort of softball pitching event, and Jenny Finch happened to be walking by and like gave her instructions on how to pitch.
That's sick. That's awesome.
You're not gonna get that anywhere. And you know, it was great that, you know, you can have access to stars like that, and it's pretty cool. I really, like I said before, I really recommend like people doing it because it's just a great, like it's a great 3 days for baseball in general. Like you're not a fan, an A's fan, but you're just a baseball fan having a great time.
Yeah, and I saw your picture with Yonder Alonso too. Who are some other people? I know you mentioned Vlad. Is there any other people that you met? Did you get it?
Well, I actually talked to LaTroy Hawkins. You remember him?
Yeah, the Twins, right? He was on the Twins.
At Minnesota with the Rockies and whatnot, and Aaron Cook, Preston Wilson, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
I saw Marlon Anderson, and I actually got to. I don't know. This is something I can say on the podcast.
Oh, you can say anything on the pod. I don't know.
I got about within spitting distance of the commissioner, and I told him to keep the A's in Oakland. And hey, I didn't say any bad words or anything. That's pretty much I said, hey, Mr. Commissioner, keep the A's in Oakland. Probably a little yelling.
Like, hey, yeah, I would love to see video.
But hey, you know what? For as much as all my friends and everybody here, you know, wants to keep the team and want to talk to the people that are in charge of that kind of stuff, I was the closest ever to the commissioner, and I'm like, I had to say something.
You got to do it for everybody in the bleachers. You're like, all right.
And I did it. I'm damn proud of doing that because you know what? You're never gonna get that close to the commissioner. Because I never got, you know, when the Raiders left, I never got that close to, you know, the NFL commissioner, Roger Goodell. I never got that. And I saw Manfred walking by, and I'm like, man, I got to do this.
Keep the A's in Oakland.
Believe it or not, we actually had access to tickets to the first round of the MLB draft. Everything was kind of being thrown at us. You know, you have.
That's right. Oh, they had the draft there too. I forgot that. Yeah, because you saw the Futures game too, then, right?
Yeah, but the Futures game and the softball game, 30 runs combined, which was hilarious. Yeah. But oh, by the way, the MVP of that game, I don't care what anybody says, JoJo Siwa is the MVP of that game because you know what? She was so enthusiastic. She was ready to go.
The celebrity game. Yeah.
Whatever she is, she's really, really young, but she was really, really good. So JoJo Siwa for the Futures MVP. But as far as, you know, they had the first round at 5. Yeah. And we left the celebrity softball game at 6. So the A's, bye, Cass. Just saw Cass.
Bye, Cass.
I just saw the what do you call this? We saw the first round of the MLB draft, and we're like, hey, you know, and I could have gone because the A's weren't picking until the 25th. Yeah. I'm like, I had a shot to get there. Bryanne.
Woo, I love it. Oh, yeah. We got fans on the pod. That is great. I love it.
talking to myself, and look, all these people show up. But anyway, yeah, we had a chance to get to the MLB draft. It was only like half a mile away. I was thinking when the A's announced their pick at 25, I wanted to yell out so bad, "Keep the A's in Oakland!" Right when the commissioner
No,
comes
you should
out.
have, dude. That would have made all the rounds,
I was
dude.
on my mind the whole time. But you know what? I didn't want to take it away to the draft pick.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
to Max Muncy, that I'm like, hey man, you deserve that moment in the sun. I'm not gonna ruin that moment.
That would have been hella
But
funny.
hey, somebody was looking out because I had that moment where I got to yell at the commissioner face to face, and I told him, keep the A's in Oakland. So that did the job for me.
Oh yeah. Where were you sitting for the home run derby? Were you like out in?
We had the strip for all 3 games, and yeah, it was amazing that we got to sit where we sat. We sat in the same spots. We were up in the 3rd deck, 343, I want to say. It was sweet.
Was it like out in the outfield, or is that like in the infield? Like, do you have any chance of catching any home runs or anything, or not?
3rd deck, we were down the left field line. My friend chose those seats because you know what? It was no sun. We didn't have to deal with the sun time, and I got to yeah, it was sweet. And I no sun, because the sun out there being that high can be very, very unbearable.
Just hella exposed and stuff. Yeah.
No, I feel like my friend did a great job of picking those seats, and yeah, that was a good time.
Dude, so I'm curious, when did you start drumming? How long have you been a drummer out there in right field?
Guys, I was in Washington. I mean, I kind of grew up in the bleachers with my parents and all that, but I went to school and all that. I got away from all that other stuff, and I came back here after the 2011 season. Started, get reintroduced to the life and all that stuff back in 2012. Ross and Will were really the 2 big guys that got me involved again. And I kind of started dabbling in the drumming around 2013. I told him, hey, I want to play the drums. But you know what? I'm going to listen. I'm going to listen for half a year. And I'm just going to listen to what you guys do, how things being done, kind of a thing. And I just kind of went along with it. And you know what? Yeah, no, going on now, close to 8 years. Yeah. So
it feels powerful. Sometimes you guys let me. I've banged the drum before, and it feels so powerful, dude. You feel like you're connected. You feel like you're connected to the game in a different way. Yeah.
Hey, a lot of. I mean, Hunter Pence is funny. Hunter Pence in this like farewell video talked about at some point in that video, it started talking about the drums in Oakland, and he's like, "Man, I've never seen so much passion and all that." And I'm like, you know what? I take pride in that. I am in the greatest fraternity of people. It's like, hey, like the guys that started it in left field back in 1999, I'm like, and to this day, with like Ross and Cass and Andy. And I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, Andy's out there quite a bit now, huh? I see Andy a lot. Yeah, he's back, dude. Yeah.
And I'm damn proud to say that I am in a fraternity and sorority, whatever, if it's Cassandra or whatever, but I am in the people. Nina too. I'm in the greatest group of people. Like, hey, it's not just a guy that's doing this. Like in Cleveland, they have John Adams there. Here,
that one guy with the big old
collective group of people, and there's others like, hey, when George had to go to work, Michelle actually stepped in there and played drums too, and she knows the beats and all that. Hey, that's the thing about us being all together all these years, is that hey, if somebody does leave for whatever reason, we can kind of pick up the pace from where we left off. And I think that's my favorite part. Like I said, we're in the greatest group of people that I've like sat with and like being associated with as far as the drumming stuff. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of these guys. These guys, Cassandra started off drumming a few years ago, and she's probably one of the best ones we have out there.
It seems like her and Ross are like switching up the beats this year. There's like new stuff going on. I don't know. It's like a funky stuff going on. I don't know what's going on. Yeah.
Well, Ross was a drummer in another life, and he's not doing it as much anymore. But hey, we learned a lot from him.
I saw a picture. Ross showed up. Hey, what's up, Ross?
Alex, what's up, dude?
What's up, dude? Hey, dude, I saw a picture of you with long hair you posted recently. I was like, who is that guy? Yeah. You were a drummer? Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Nah, that was back in the day, man. That was back in the day.
Oh yeah. Well, I was just asking Bryan about all the drumming, dude. Oh yeah.
When are you coming out to a game?
I was just there today, actually. I was there. I got to come. I was with my buddy, and we got to move down pretty close today. But I'm going tomorrow, I think. So I'll come by and say hi, dude. Yeah.
Cool. We'll be out there.
Otani. Yeah.
I gotta give a shout out to Hal, the hot dog guy. That
guy. Yeah.
He's breaking it down on the A's ballpark. Like this guy knows what the hell he's talking about.
No, I know all of it. It's so great. Like he's an economist, and he had that article in the SF Gate. But yeah, it's hilarious. I love it, dude. And then he's going around slinging hot dogs, but he's like, breaking down this super duper complex negotiation. It's hilarious.
You gotta respect it. And the hot dogs are freaking amazing.
He knows his stuff. Hey man, it's that Cal in him. It's like he knows it. I've been reading a lot of his stuff too, and and Hal did a great job, and I'm proud, man.
And for our listeners who can't see on YouTube, that's Ross. He's another drummer that out in right field. What's up? Hey Ross. I saw also today, you posted a video on your Instagram story. Bryanne, did Cass break a drum or something like that today? I saw Cass was like punching through a drum.
Oh, no, yeah. We had a drum head that was like, all like almost ready to break. I took it off my drum and I handed it to Cass, and she freaking like crushed it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was hilarious. I was like, that how many drums do you guys go through a year, do you think?
Between us, the drum heads, I mean, if you're really careful with it, it lasts you a year. But some of us, I don't know. Me personally, I go through at least one or two because I hit pretty hard and I got these big drumsticks. And yeah, I mean, Ross went through one today, and it kind of varies, but we usually go through at least one a year.
One or two a year.
One or two a year.
I mean, we're out there pounding away like as hard as we can. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you guys aren't holding back.
Yeah, playing on a single drum, all these beats, like it's gonna like degrade over time, right? So yeah, you break drum heads. That's a normal thing. Yeah.
Dude, what
hard when you're drumming when you had a few, kind of thing.
Dude, how was it like today? Daniel Johnson, I mean, he's like a local kid from Vallejo. So I know you guys were always giving crap to the right fielder, but you're probably also rooting for him too. So it's kind of like, oh, what do we do here? What was that like?
Crap earlier in the game because he's all dancing to Mark Canna's "Feeling Myself" when he walked up, and I'm like, what do you know about feeling myself, man? You're playing Cleveland. What do they play over there? Drew Carey?
But then he's actually from Vallejo, so
Get pointed out, dude. He knows this stuff. He's like from Vallejo, and I'm like, shut up.
Yeah, and Mac Dre. Yeah, it's Mac Dre. So that's like his anthem,
Yeah. No, I mean. Yeah. I'm always looking like at local kids and like, yeah, I didn't know he was from around here. Hey man, good for him. Mm-hmm. Like, to come up from Vallejo on the ranks like that. And I'm looking forward when the White Sox come to town. I got a good friend that plays for the White Sox who was a Cal star, Andrew Vaughn. He's local.
Oh kid. Yeah, dude, he's hitting some monster dingers, dude. Yeah, he's
and you think Mr. Tony La Russa did not want to play him because he's a rookie. And I'm like, no. You put his bat in the lineup.
Yeah. He's got crazy raw power, dude. Like crazy power.
I remember when he was at Cal, he'd be touching. Like I remember growing up seeing Xavier Nady, and they say he's the greatest Cal hitter.
Name drop. That's a great name drop, dude. Xavier Nady. Yeah.
Yeah. And they thought, hey man, he's the greatest Cal hitter who ever probably played for the school and all that. Until this guy came along. Mm-hmm. I've seen balls that like Xavier Nady wouldn't even like reach, and I'm like, holy crap! Top of the RSF out there over to the track down in right field. I'm like, dude, I've never seen balls hit that way. I'm like, this guy is gonna go far. And boy, when he got drafted third by the White Sox, I was hoping, come on, drop, go to the A's. But no, I wasn't gonna be. This kid is so good. And like,
he made it to the bigs like pretty quick too. I think too. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm here. I'm back.
I was like, we lost him, folks.
I'm getting there. But yeah, no. When we saw him at Cal, like I said, he was good. And then we saw him at spring training a couple years ago. And I'm like, man,
yeah,
he's turned it up some. And then now that the White Sox, finally got him up, I'm like, I'm glad they're making it work that he's in the lineup because you know what? This kid is great. And I don't usually buy other jerseys from other teams, but I definely bought an Andrew
You bought an Andrew Vaughn? What does he weigh? 37 or something like that?
33.
33. Okay.
Yeah. He's going to be great, and looking forward to every success of his. as far as the league. So
yeah, I just got a couple more for you, dude.
Sure.
Who's been like the funnest right fielder to interact with this season? Opposing right fielder, or even on the A's, like who's been like the best guy to interact with this season?
hey, you know what? We were joking about that today. Seth Brown would would we talk to him and all that? And I called him out. Would we call him Chucky today?
Well, that's what you guys call everybody, or Rodrigo's Chucky, right?
Rodrigo. Well, yeah, and I called him like 2 down, Chucky. He kind of looked at me like, "Oh, you're talking to me." So 2 down. So I don't know. I mean, Seth Brown is good. I like talking to Seth Brown. Who do you like, Ross, as far as right fielders?
I mean, Seth Brown is great. Yeah, Seth Brown.
Even visitor, yeah. What about who's been like the funniest visiting? Because I know Cole Calhoun, you guys had a good relationship with him, but he's on the D-backs now. But like who?
Yeah, we haven't like this season anyway. We haven't really interacted with him so much. But no, Cole Calhoun, he hates us, loves us. You know what I mean? Because we're out there like, yelling at him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
There's one guy I am looking forward to seeing next month, Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
Aaron Judge, whenever he comes to Oakland, he'd always play the air drums, and he's looking at me. He's like, "Dude, drop me some drumsticks." I'm like, "I can't do that." Judge has been one of my, like, you know, every time we'd be playing the beats out there, he'd be out there playing the air drums, and then, you know, he'd give me a thumbs up and all that. I mean, it's not crazy interactive, but you know what? He got to give us looks. It's like, dude, you guys are having too much fun out here. The heck. But hey, you know, the A's drafted you in like the 38th round. You wound up going first round to go to the Yankees, dude. I'm like, come on, man. They were the same pinstripes at home, gray on the road. Look at the A's. Look at the history of our uniforms. We're so much more colorful and fun, and you got to wear that crap every day for the rest of your career. And he looks up, is like, oh yeah, you know, like, no, he had to take that first round. We dropped high school, but you know, the Yankees saw him, you know, at Fresno State, and you know, good for him. But yeah, for me personally, my favorite's Aaron Judge, because he seems like a really, really cool guy. Not that Derek Jeter business-like Yankee kind of player. He's more a little bit on the fun side, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. And what's it like being a fan, but also all the stadium stuff's going on? Like Tuesdays, that city council vote and everything. Like, is it distracting, or is it just kind of like, this is life as an A's fan, you got to deal with it, you know? Like,
me personally, this is going to be now what is it now? 1, 2. The A's are my 4th team that's trying to leave. I mean, we were pretty successful with the Kings, but you know what? The Kings had a savior. I'm talking 11:30 at night kind of savior. Not even the 11 o'clock hour. I'm talking 11:30. I thought they were going to Seattle. It was a done deal. A group of local investors saved them, man. And you know what? The Kings are pretty bad as far as, you know, their basketball, but for them to save that team in Sacramento, they did a hell of a job. And you know, the Monarchs, the WNBA team in Sacramento, they're long gone. I don't know if they'll ever be back, but hey, I am happy that Oakland is going to have a WNBA team in the future, and they got my support 100%. The Raiders,
and then the Raiders and the Warriors.
And well, you know, I wasn't much of a Warriors fan, but I know a lot of my friends do. You know, I mean, I get what they were trying to do, but like to not even like leave Oakland, you know, they left Oakland kind of just like that, and I'm like, I don't know. I feel like people are supposed to be more pissed off about the way they left. You know what? Winning does a lot. And when you win a few championships here and there, you're a dynasty in this era of NBA basketball. Hey, people can overlook the stuff, and which kind of, to me personally, is disappointing.
Yeah.
As far as the A's, I don't know, man. This is my first team that I ever loved, and first sport I ever loved. And I can't, you know, every so often I think about it, and I'm like, what would our lives, you know, my life, what would my life?
No, me too, dude. I mean, yeah.
When they leave, or if they leave, or whatever, which I really, really hope they do. I mean, hey, they're still talking. The talking helps. You know, the Raiders were not even open to doing that. The Warriors never even came close to that. The A's are talking.
Yeah.
The A's are in City Hall. They're talking. These people are talking, engaging. That's a sign. And I mean, I feel like Oakland is giving him the best deal that I've seen as far as a city. This is a hell of a deal.
I think it would be sweet, dude. If they, as long as they take care of the like actual community benefit and like, you know, like make an effort to not. I mean, I think obviously the neighborhood's going to change, but as long as they try to preserve what's going on and don't just completely destroy that West Oakland neighborhood, that'd be great. You know, I think that's like the biggest thing.
Yeah. I mean, hey, and the people that are leaving, don't leave them empty-handed. That's the thing for me personally. I was born in Oakland and all that. Dude, that is very important to me. Like, don't let these people, like, don't leave them kind of behind. The Port of Oakland has been there for 100 years, maybe even more than that. And have you seen any big progression? They don't really even have a big supermarket that people can shop in West Oakland. There's like, what progression? For 100 years, you guys have been here. That's what, like, that thing with the Port is like, hey, you're going to stifle Port business and all that. I'm like, no, I disagree with that vehemently.
Yeah.
You have not given this part of town anything but traffic lanes for the last 100 years. I'm sorry. A ballpark district can help so much to these people, to the city, to the entire East Bay. Hey, this is, what? My thing about it is they built that ballpark right there, Howard Terminal. If I ever work for this will be my selling point. Why cross the bridge? There's a ballpark right here near the water, much better baseball team. Why cross the bridge? I'll stop in the middle of the Bay Bridge. I'll stop traffic for everybody going out. Hey, why are you paying $6-7 to go over there, park for $50, buy ridiculous, overpriced, cold garlic fries, where you can go to Oakland? The ballpark's right down there.
Yeah.
Selling point. And you know what? Yeah, to me, personally, man, I am really, really, I'm praying, man. I'm praying. I'm hoping. I feel like the city's on our side here. It's the team. The team's got to want it. The team's got to want to be here. I don't know. I'm sensing a little bit of how I sensed the Maloof brothers back when they were in Sacramento. They're like, oh, yeah, we want to stay here, yada, 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 smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
They want out of town so bad. They were going to Anaheim. They were going to Vegas. They were going to Seattle. And I'm like, oh, dude, I hope I'm not going through that again with this ownership, because I've been through it once. I know what this is like, and I'm like, I remember the fight we fought for the Kings, and I'm like, dude, I'm smelling the same stuff from this ownership group, man. I'm like, oh my God, I hope I'm wrong. Yeah. But hey, they're talking. The talking part matters, and I'm
cautious. I'm still cautiously optimistic. I mean, obviously, it's like a whole bunch of stuff, and Cavill's saying all this stuff, but I think they're all just negotiating, and I'm still optimistic. So like, I think there's a lot in it for both sides if they can do it right.
Yeah, and it's something that's just going to change this, the city, and like, this is the pride of East Bay. This is not just Oakland. This is the entire East Bay. That hey. Everybody thinks about San Francisco. Well, the Warriors are now there. The Giants are there. Everybody thinks of the South Bay, it's Silicon Valley. And you know what? And this is ours. This is East Bay. This is not just Oakland. This is the Tri-Valley. This is the Contra Costa County. This is Alameda. This is everybody's win on our side. Hey, we're telling the rest of the world, we're here too. We have a world-class baseball team in a world-class venue. This is a win for everybody here. And to me, yeah, that's how I feel about it. As a lifelong guy that grew up here, this is not just Oakland's victory. This is all of us. And that team right there represents the best in all of us. And you know what? If they're gone, I don't know, man. I just can't even see that moment. But I just hope everything goes off right on Tuesday.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's like the do or die thing that Cavill's painting it as, but it's still important. But dude, so last one, Ohtani's coming to town. Are you guys hoping that he gets like a game out in right field or something? Because he plays right field every now and then, doesn't he? Like he pops in there. So like, you guys got anything special planned for him?
Man, nothing crazy. But I mean, it's like, I'm gonna give you the same quote I gave NHK. The Japanese media outlet, the main big out there. They interviewed me.
Oh, really? About what?
Ohtani's first game, right?
Oh, really?
It was me, Andy, and Nina, and then they go to me specifically. And the question was, looks like you're an Asian man. I was like, yes, I'm Filipino. And they're like, well,
yeah, Filipino, let's go. Me too, dude. I'm a quarter.
What do you feel? How do you feel about Shohei Ohtani and all this and all that? Hey, Shohei Ohtani, great guy, great player, whatever. I'm still an Oakland A's fan. You're asking the wrong guy. So I told him, I wish him well, but I don't wish him luck, especially against my team.
That's hella funny. Wish him well, but don't wish him luck. Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
man.
that's hella funny.
Yeah. And he's having a hell of a year.
Yeah, he doesn't need luck. He's all right. He's okay.
He's pretty good, man. Hey, for a guy that's supposedly a Japanese baseball player, which in Japan power is not their game,
Mhm.
boy, he's slinging them big time.
Yeah, it's crazy. He can hit it like 115 miles an hour and then still pitch it like 100 miles. Like, it's crazy, dude. And he gets stolen bases. Like, he does everything. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Okay, I mean, like I said, I wish him well, but you know what? I'm soaking up the history every time I see him out there.
Mhm.
I'm like, this is pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's something you don't see every day, kind of thing.
Yeah,
so
I'm stoked for tomorrow night. I mean, Ohtani versus Irvin. It should be cool, dude. It should be. I'm excited. I just really want to see Ohtani with my own eyes, just to say, like, I saw Ohtani play. Like, it's like Babe Ruth, dude. Yeah,
I got to see him at the home run derby and started the first inning.
That's sick.
All-star game the next day.
Yeah, that's so crazy. I mean, that's so nuts, dude.
He looked like he was gassed at the home run derby, but like,
when he bent over that one time, he was like, whew,
yeah. But I saw him pitch. I'm like, oh shit, he's okay.
Yeah, he's all right.
Like 98 out there. I'm like, oh, he's fine.
But I like him because he just seems like he's like a funny, chill, normal dude, So that's what I like about that.
Yeah, he's having fun out there, and you know what? That's what matters. And you know what? He's a good face of baseball right now. And kids should be enjoying that, because a lot of stuff with baseball now is like concentrating on one position. And I'm like, look at this guy. I was like, doesn't really, come out as a guy that's, specific to one position, but he's having a great year. So
for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much, Bryan. I'm sorry to take you away from your from the Porky's Pizza Palace experience, but I really appreciate it, dude.
Away from nothing. I appreciate this, man. This
was fun, talk. Dude. Yeah, it's really, really fun, dude. Really appreciate it. And I'll sub by tomorrow night at the game when I get in there, dude.
We ought to do this again sometime. This is fun.
Definitely. Yeah, we should. I gotta do a live podcast. I gotta like bring one. I gotta set up some microphones in the tail, like in the parking lot or something, and we should do like a post game podcast or something, dude. That'd be hella fun.
Yeah, here to supply water. Kind of coherent, still and talking and having a great time.
Yeah, dude. Well, thanks, Bryan. All right, take care, dude. I'll probably see you tomorrow, man.
All right, my friend. I'll talk to you.